Hey guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with Dangerous Relationship, spending some more time with Ryouhei. We're on chapter 3, Ryouhei's policy. So let's find out what exactly his policy is, right? Let's go. After Ryouhei's sudden shout, the cafe was veiled in complete silence. Last I checked, it was about 3 customers, so I don't know why. Ryouhei? Get your hands off her. He reached over to pull Sabaru's arms off of me. It's fine, right? She's not your girlfriend, is she? No. So what does it matter? It's no sin for me to show interest in a pretty girl. Sabaru glanced at me with a smirk. Let's go home, shall we? What's your name? I... Uh, I'm just gonna shut up. I didn't feel right going along with him in this tense situation. She's Fumiki. Hey, you! Stay out of this. Fumiki, where do you live? I've got a car. I'll drive you there. Don't. Sabaru led me into the cafe exit with his arm around my shoulder, completely ignoring Ryouhei. Hey, I said don't. He lunged out and pulled Sabaru around by the shoulder. It seemed to me a fight would break out at any second, but Sabaru seemed totally relaxed. Why are you so worked up? Do you have feelings for her or something? You don't, right? Why can't I enjoy her too? Don't say it like that. Come on, Ryouhei, what's your problem? He hesitated as if struggling for words. She what? She is... You're so easy, Ryouhei. Look at how much you're blushing. Surprisingly, his face blushed even more when Sabaru said that to him. It's not like that. It's not. As if trying to convince himself that, he repeated that line over and over. When he glanced at me, our eyes met, making him look the other way. Okay, then why were we making out then, Ryouhei? Huh? She's just a friend. A friend I care a lot about. I'm just worried for her. If she's a friend, it's okay then. It shouldn't matter if... Sabaru, looking at my face, made his words drift off into silence. There were tears in my eyes. I knew we were nothing more than friends, but just hearing that from him made me cry. We went out as friends. We held hands as friends. Kissed as friends. We were full on making out. What kind of friend are you I know of? We were just friends, so nothing he said was wrong. But even so, Fumiki, my tears just wouldn't stop flowing out. Fumiki, with my vision blurred by tears, I couldn't even see Ryouhei's face to see his reaction. I'm sorry. This is my fault. I was just then the doors burst open, ringing the bell once again. Someone came trampling in, making lots of noise. Ryouhei! I knew you'd be here. In came his manager and the leader of the new voice, Koichi Omoto. Upon seeing Ryouhei, Sabaru, and me with tears, the two of them seemed utterly confused. Welcome. What can I get for you today? The cheery voice of the owner seemed so strange to hear in the oppressing silence. Sabaru and... Who was this? I wiped my face with a handkerchief from the owner while Koichi looked at me curiously. As if completely ignoring my presence, the manager started yelling fiercely at Ryouhei. Ryouhei, what the heck do you think you're doing? Run away from the studio like that. Sorry. Do you have the faintest idea what would happen if someone saw you with a girl like this? Surprisingly, it was Sabaru who spoke up in Ryouhei's place. It's my fault. I brought her here. She's with you then? Yes, she's my girlfriend. What? I'm staying out of this. I wasn't sure what I should say in this sort of situation. Just go along with it. Sabaru whispered quietly in my ear. Ryo looked like he had something to say, but he stopped himself at the last moment. I was going to introduce her to him, so that's why I called Ryouhei here. Sorry you had to see us have a fight like that. Because you didn't seem to be buying the story. In any case, the manager grabbed Ryouhei by the arm like he were a thing and pulled him away. Come with me. We're short on time and the next shooting is about to start. Okay. Ryouhei nodded and followed somberly, following the manager and Koichi out of the cafe. Thanks for coming. The bell on the door jingled as it shut behind them. Well then, Saeba turned to me with a face of regret and disappointment. Sorry, this was all my fault. Huh? Ever since grade school, he's been too busy with his work to have a girlfriend. More like, they never gave him a chance, even if he wanted to. I remembered how ecstatic Ryouhei was just by eating fast food together at night. It was pitiful yet touching at the same time. Seeing him with a girl for the first time, I couldn't help but tease him. Why? He's never been in love before, so he has a hard time admitting his feelings. I was just trying to force it out of him, but I only ended up hurting you too. It's okay, we're just friends anyway. He meant what he said. I'm not so sure about that. I think he's pretty serious about you. Sabaru surprised me with one hefty confession. Really? Well, forget I said that. It means nothing unless he says it on his own. Sabaru, what good is your advice? You haven't even had any luck with women yourself. Off behind the bar, the master chuckled himself, quite pleased at his interjection. Shut up! I've heard enough out of you. I just haven't met the one is all. I had to laugh, seeing Sabaru so flustered and blushing. See? You even made her laugh at me. Good to see you smile. Here you go. I got cold, so I poured you another. Thank you. He set down a cup of hot chocolate in front of me with a clank. I brought the cup to my lips and took a sip. Sabaru watched me, smiling with a gentle expression. You aren't the one for me, are you? Nothing. I hope you two make it. In love. Love. There's no doubt in my mind that I had fallen in love with Ryouhei, the superstar singer. On one of my days off, I headed into a record shop to do something when I ran into Yukie. Fumiki? Yukie? I turned to face her after placing the new voice CD I was holding back on the shelf. That's the one released tomorrow. Did you come to get it early? Yukie forced and we were looking CDs in her hand already. Why do you have so many? These are the regular limited edition, so these are for listening and for safekeeping. Yukie held each of them in her chest as if hugging them. She's definitely a fan. You don't say. That's what you came for too, right? Of course. Of course. Here. With a thorough grin on her face, Yukie held out the set to me on her hands. I'm strapped in cash to buy all four. Then I'd just buy a limited edition if I were you. Yukie picked up the thickest limited edition in the bunch and handed it to me. Okay. Inside the thick box were posters of New Voice included with the purchase. Looking eyes of Ryouhei in the poster made me short of breath. I felt like such a fangirl. Heading to the register, I couldn't help but shrug and wear a bitter smile. Oh my god, look! Shrill screams suddenly filled the air. I looked around to see what was going on. Fumiki, quick! Come see! Having paid already, Yukie started tugging my arm for me to hurry. I quickly took my bag and receipt and was dragged by her to the street. What's going on, Yukie? The group's coming to the shop to campaign for their new CD. What? I wonder, will Ryouhei be with them? My heart fluttered with anticipation, but also with worry. Ever since he called me just a friend, I hadn't seen him at all. He had sent multiple messages to my phone, but not once did I reply to any. Instead, all the messages I wrote, but never sent, filled up in my drafts folder. From top to bottom, it stored all my messages that were written, but never sent. There he is, Ryouhei. Yukie launched her arm in the air and waved towards the New Voice crew. There was Takia, Kyoichi, the youngest member, Kara Mizoshima. Why do I need to know all these names? Thank you. Thanks for your support, everyone. And Ryouhei was there as well. He was surrounded by a swarm of fans, protected only by a few mere guards. As he waved to his fans, I knew there was no chance of getting near him. I was just one of the many who never would enter his eye. Ryouhei! Yukie busted out with a deafening shriek. It was so loud it attracted the attention of Ryouhei himself, who smiled at her. Thanks for coming. He looked at me. He spoke to me. What am I going to do? I want to burn his image in my eyes. So excited she was that she shook my shoulders and made my bones rattle. And then, his eyes looked straight at me. Huh? Ryouhei's face changed to a stern expression as he recognized me. It's awkward. I was positive he saw me. His face was blank, making it impossible to read his emotions. What? Yuka, who was watching intently, looked back and forth between him and me. Fumiki. I read Ryouhei's lips as he whispered my name into the open air. Next, Takuya saw where I was there and gave me a wink. He tried to whisper something into Ryouhei's ear. The screams all around suddenly grew louder, making it impossible to hear. Yes, it's totally boys' love happening right before your eyes. Squeal, my friend, squeal! To combat the noise, he raised his voice and spoke to Ryouhei a bit louder. Zoning out again? Cut it out. We've got work to do. After snapping out of it, Ryouhei glanced at me, once before vanishing into the shop. I distinctly heard him say again, which means it wasn't the first time. Ryouhei. Yuki watched on with a chafed look as I called out his name quietly. Fumiki! As if waking from a daydream, I was startled by Yuki yelling at me. You're going to lose them if you don't follow. Just a minute, girl. I saw that. Huh? Ryouhei was staring right at you. Not only that, but he said your name. Even Takuya winked at you. Damn, she's good. You got all that? Don't underestimate the power of a fan. You better tell me right now what sort of relationship you have with New Voice. No, wait, you and Ryouhei first. Okay. You should go to the handshake event before the line gets too big. You're coming with me. Yuki grabbed my arm and dragged me to stand in line for Ryouhei. Thank you. I'm grateful for your support. As fans lined up to meet him, he shook their hand with a smile. Eventually it was Yuki's turn, but he froze when he noticed me behind her. Ryouhei, I just bought all your new CDs. I'm always watching you. So I know something's going on with her behind me. Thanks. Ryouhei? You've had your chart. Next, please. When I stepped in front of him, his lost expression crushed my heart. I'm always cheering for you. Thanks. He gently took my hand and shook it. His hands felt so incredibly warm. Next, please. I went to step out of the way, but Ryouhei wouldn't let go of my hand. Huh? Fumiki, why didn't you respond to any of my messages? When he asked me in a hushed voice, I looked around to see if anyone was watching. Fortunately, just the girl behind me was giving a dirty look for making her wait. However, off to the side, Yuki was watching us closely. Ryouhei, my hand! When he finally released it, I hurried to Yuki, who grabbed me in turn. This is getting interesting. I mean, by getting interesting, I mean, like, she's watching, she knows. But I don't think anyone's going to really believe her if she blabbed out on the forums, right? Never mind. Don't underestimate the power of the fan. And the fandom. We need to talk. Okay, new friend, I'm coming. So two of us left and headed to that quiet cafe for some girl talk. Alright, let's have it. Just air it all out. The truth is, I kind of know Ryouhei. I figured that out a long time ago. I want to hear how you know him. I told her about my work as a stylist and how I met Ryouhei, about how I fell in love with him and how he called me just a friend. And even saying the word friend out loud felt like putting needles in my heart. Yuki hums thoughtfully after listening quietly the whole time. What I won't get is why you're so down about it. As a fan, I'd be excited if you called me a friend. She made a pretty good point. Besides, who cares if he called you his friend? There's nothing stopping you from pursuing that relationship further, is there? It's not like you confessed to him and he said no, right? No, I guess not. See? I wish I had your worries. Yuka spoke while pounding her hand loudly against the table. The sudden noise startled the owner, who glanced astonishedly at us. Hey now, don't go wild and start breaking my cafe. It's okay. She leaned back to chug a cup of milk tea before slamming it back on the table. Please, I'm begging you, be more careful with my antiques. I have made up my mind. About what? I'm going to do everything in my power to support you two. Huh? I want people I love to be happy. Yuki. You and Ryouhei, I love you both. Besides, it's better for you to be with him than some random female star. Choosing someone normal like you sounds a lot like something he would do. Tears formed to the corners of her eyes. I could tell she really adored Ryouhei a lot more than I gave her credit for. It made me feel terrible for telling her my worries when she loved him so much. I'm sorry. It's okay. If you two end up going out together, she continued after wiping away her tears, that means I might get to meet him in person. The table rattled as she pounded it again, drawing worried glances from the owner. I knew she was only bluffing, pretending to be strong even though it hurt. Thanks. I don't think my chances are good, though. Why would you say that? You saw he was back there. He was surrounded by so many people. Why would you just pick me out of everyone? What chance do I have anyway? Yuike squinted her eyes at me as she peered dubiously at me. He has even guards and everything. Maybe I'd just be a bother. You saw his face when he saw me. He was like, what the heck is she doing here? And apparently a different time of day. Or he's the only one in color. Are you really that dense? Do you really think he looked pissed off at seeing you? Yeah. Jeez, let me guess. You've never dated anyone, right? And you have? I sure as hell have. What? Really? Why is the owner... Owner? I heard the owner's surprised voice of disbelief rise in the distance. He'd appearing been eavesdropping on us. I've been dreaming about dating each and every one of them already. So her dating experience was purely a trip through Fantasyland. First Takuya, then Kaoru and their leader. Oh, Takuya is so wild. Kaoru's a bit younger, but you wouldn't believe how assertive he is. Her face blushed red, but what were obviously very fond memories for her. But you know, Ryouhei was pretty much my favorite all around. Please don't go into details. We've dated for so long, I can just tell by his face what he's thinking. That's just in your dream. No, he was acting weird back there, I know it. After everything you told me, I finally know why. Why is that? He wasn't troubled about you being there at all, just the opposite. I'm not going to tell you. It's frustrating for me to say it. What? You figured out for yourself. I know you can. All on my own. Her words very closely resemble what Sabaru had told me the other day. My density level's way too high. These kind of things are better to learn on your own. Just then my phone beeped with a message from my stylist coworker. Tell you more later, but new voice needs you. Oh, joy. Their stylist got sick and they need you. Must be nice to know them. Good luck. Well, I want to get home so I can listen to this CD. I'll see you later. Yuka got up and stretched before paying for her drink. I think I just called her Yuka. My bad. Too many Yuikas. Or Yuke. Yeah. Too many. You've got a good friend there. The owner said to me with a smile after she had gone. I wanted to meet the owner. The owner sounds cool. He's like a really nice guy. Or was it a lady? I don't think we ever went to specifics. But we got 37%, so yeah. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Until then, check out the links down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, subscribe, please. And give a like to me if you liked it. Alright, until next time. Bye. Kaze out.